Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from the Black Business School. I want to talk to you about goal setting and how, in order to be different, in order to achieve something special in your life, you have to be willing to be a little bit crazy. You have to be really a complete lunatic, to be honest with you, in order to achieve goals at the highest level. And let me explain what I mean. In this society, insanity is defined as pretty much anything that deviates from the norm. Any person that sort of lives a lifestyle that's different and other people don't understand it, you're kind of defined as technically having some sort of issue, right? You're probably, you could probably go to see a therapist and be diagnosed with something, right? And so, anyway, what I have found is that most people I know who accomplish at the highest level, most people I know who really, really just got it in and just did amazing things, most of those people are very, very different from the rest of us. Most of them think differently. And it makes sense, right? Your life is pretty much a product of what you do, right? And so if you do what everybody else is doing, you're going to pretty much usually get what everybody else is getting. So in order to receive different, you must do different. To do different, you must be different. And being different means some people are going to think that you're crazy. Some people aren't going to support your ideas. You're going to have relatives who maybe think, "Oh, why are you so serious? Why do you work so hard?" Or "You're going overboard." And but if you really look at anybody who's really been extremely good at anything, like let's take somebody for example, like a Michael Jordan. I'm not a big fan of Jordan as a person, but as an athlete, he was second to none. But he was very, very different in terms of his commitment to winning. He wasn't happy getting second place. He refused to accept that. So what I encourage you to do is just embrace the fact that you're going to be a little different. Understand that sometimes you're going to have to march to the beat of your own drummer. You're not always going to get the support that you're looking for. Other people may not be able to see your vision. That's the hard part about being a visionary is that you see the vision before anybody else does. So when you tell people like, well, can't you see the vision? Look at the vision out there. And you're trying to show it to them. And they're like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. You're a lunatic. You're seeing things. And when you're seeing things, you're delusional, right? But when you start building the vision and because you really believe in it and you make it real, then what happens is other people start saying, oh, I see what you're talking about. Or they're going to say, oh, I saw it all the time. I always knew. I always knew the boy was going to be something. Right, and all those people that when you're thinking back 5 years ago, they were hating on you, whatever, right? But that's life, right? I mean, because a lot of times what happens is when you are the extraordinary achiever in your collective or in your family, you're helping other people expand their horizon. In a way, it's almost like forgive them for they know not what they do. Because when they're telling you that something's not possible, they're basing it on what they believe to be possible, based on what their experience is in life. And so ultimately, for yourself, you're able to kind of see something different and go after something different and create something different. So in order to do that, you're going to have to be a little bit different, which means sometimes people are going to think you crazy. I know that in my own experience, I had so many people really my whole life. I mean, when I first started college, I told one of the black counselors that I wanted to make straight A's all the way through college, and she literally just said something like, "If you think you're gonna get out of here without making a B, you in for a rude awakening." And it was really funny because this lady was still at university when my daughter started. One of my god kids, they're like my kids. When one of my god kids started attending that school, and she doesn't know, I remember her saying that to me when I was 18 years old. But I don't hold it against her. She was really reflecting her limited vision. I remember people, my friends, making fun of me saying I was too serious. When I studied, I would study 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and they would say, "Oh, you're too serious. Why do you study so hard?" I was a little ostracized, maybe, by, friends, maybe girls thinking I was nerdy or whatever. It is fine. I mean, like you're a nerd when you're 18, 19, but then later on when you start making money, then all that goes out the window, right? And then later on, down the road in graduate school, they called me the machine. Behind my back, I didn't even know it because I was so determined to succeed. I would literally work like a machine every day, and I still do that to this day. I just love it. That's just who I am. And so what I've observed all along the way is that, usually when you set high goals and you try to do something just totally different, a lot of smart people are going to tell you why it's not going to work, why it's wrong. I remember, in fact, when I was teaching at Syracuse University, when I first started talking about doing the things I do now, back in 04, 05, and I was talking the same stuff I'm talking to you about right now, and most of my colleagues weren't getting it. I was ostracized by a lot of black professors, not all of them, but a lot of them, because I think they were just afraid. They were afraid of freedom. You got a lot of black folks that when you start talking this revolution stuff, they're like, oh, you're gonna get us, you're gonna get the rest of us in trouble, and you know how that goes, right? Now, fortunately, though, the rest, the whole world is waking up. Everybody, people aren't afraid to say I'm black and I'm proud anymore, and so now I don't feel so out of place. And also on top of that, when you're successful, when you make certain things work, you have people that will look at you and they'll say, oh yeah, I've been down since the beginning, and that's fine, and I accept it. I respect and appreciate that. So just know that when you're setting a different objective and you're trying to do something special, you're going to have a lot of people most people will not understand where you're going. So you got to find your own internal engine that will guide you so that when the times are dark and when even you think that it may not work out, you've got something to hold on to. Because I know that my faith in what I was trying to do is what kept me going in the dark days, in the dark nights, and the times where I was all by myself, and didn't nobody, wasn't nobody, don't nobody want to be around a loser. And there were times where I felt like a loser because everything I was doing was not working. And so when those moments happen, you got to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, remain focused, keep pivoting, keep adjusting, keep trying, never give up on yourself, always keep moving forward, always give 100%, always be the best that you can be every single day of the week. Remember, there's a difference between being the best and being at your best. That's something we've talked about a lot in the Black Keys to Greatness class. That being the best doesn't guarantee you anything. It's about being at your best, right? It means doing your best to be your best. You do those things, then chances are, eventually everything's gonna come together. So anyway, that's it. I want to share this with you guys at 6 o'clock in the morning. So have a good day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.